a very good afternoon, viewers. You're watching NewsX. I'm Kriti Mehta. We start with a focus on the NEET undergrad paper leak exam. Now, Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has announced key decisions in a press conference on the re-examination. The minister said the exam will be reconducted on the 21st of June. There will be no extra fee for the retest. Admit cards will be issued on the 14th of June. Candidates will get a 1-week window to change the examination city. They will also get extra 15 minutes for filling the OMR sheet. Additionally, Pradhan announced that NEET will go fully online from 2027 onwards. Let's in fact take a look at some major announcements and clarifications issued by the minister in his press briefing. Firstly, NEET re-examination date has been announced by the Union Minister. Fresh examination has been scheduled for the 21st of June this month. No extra fee will be taken, of course. Full refund of original fee will be given, and no additional charges for retest will be applied to students who will be reappearing for the exam after the paper leak. Admit cards will be issued to the students on the 14th of June. 1 week in advance. They will also be given a 1-week time to change the examination city. City choice window, 1-week window has been opened for candidates to select or change the city in which they want to take the examination. No, as far as extra time is concerned, 15 minutes will be given for OMR sheets and filling the details there. NEET is also now going to be held online. Next year onwards, there will be a computer-based exam for the conduct of this medical entrance test. As far as the clarifications go in the Union Minister's address, he said the exam cancelled after guest papers matched the real questions in the exam paper. The minister also said the government has accepted responsibility for the security lapse. He said there was a breach in the chain of command. Further, the minister said there's zero tolerance for education mafia, for paper mafia, and the CBI probe is underway. It will investigate all the causes behind the leak of the NEET exam. Cancellation has been done to protect fairness for honest students, is what the minister said in his address as well today, taking responsibility for lapses that were held on part of the National Testing Agency, is what he said. Students have been asked to ignore rumors and prepare seriously for the retest that will be held now on 21st of June. All right, those are some of the big announcements and clarifications by the Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. And we are now joined in for the discussion by Dr. Vineet Banga. Doctor, thank you very much for joining me in the discussion here. Students are now preparing, all set for the 21st of June when the NEET exam will be held. What is your word of advice to these candidates who are appearing for the retest after the paper leak?
Thank you. My advice to them would be, whenever something like this happens, students prepare for this exam all year, and some of them must be repeaters as well. So it is very usual and it's very obvious for them to get disappointed, disheartened, and be sad about it. But what is more important is that we retain our focus. We should not be distracted by whatever noise is around us. So we can take it in a way. If you want to take it negatively, obviously there are too many negatives, and we can keep discussing about it. But if we want to look at it from another angle, they should think that the re-exam, which is happening around a month later, they can think that this exam is their first exam, and they should keep themselves focused, concentrated. They should just reduce the noise around them, and they should prepare it as if this is the first exam that is happening. Because it's very common for us to get distracted and get lost, and usually it happens whenever we give an exam. We tend to think, okay, now we can relax and we don't have to do anything. So, but it's if you have prepared for this exam before, you are already prepared. It's important that you keep yourself in that loop and you don't get out of sync, and just keep yourself focused and concentrated. Don't react, don't use too much of social media, don't just keep watching news. That will make you get distracted and lose your focus.
All right. As far as the conduct of the examination is concerned, now computer-based tests will be held. What's your take on that, and why do you think that was not the approach up until now?
So I think the National Testing Agency must have thought about the computer-based exam before, and the problem with that also is that there are chances of leak in online tests as well, and that is why they probably preferred the written method. But now, because I think, and this is the right way forward, because with the AI and everything, if we take online exams, it's relatively easy to actually control the exam. Second, if there is any leak, the AI can tell you that there is a leak. So I think this is one step in the right direction. Obviously, we have to do it from the next session, which NTA is doing, because the students have for this session has prepared for the written exam. So I think it's a move in the right direction. Previously, the only thing they must have thought about is the leakage, because whenever you get these papers printed, it's has a relatively less chance of leakage than online, because online scamming and online leakage of paper is relatively easier.
Right. And on the conduct of NTA, do you also have doubts that there were lapses that were conducted there, that there was a breach in the change of command, that like the union minister is saying now? And there's
Obviously,
also suspicion on the involvement of an inside authority. What's your take on all of this?
obviously there is a leak, and it is and leak like this cannot happen unless you have some insider, and there have to be people who are very close to the whole system. They are involved, and it's very disappointing that it happens. And but we have been seeing this as a pattern since quite a while. Obviously, this leak tells us that there is a deep rot in the system, despite National Testing Agency trying so hard to prevent these sort of leakages. If they keep happening repeatedly, they tell us that there is a rot in the system, and there is somebody very deep rooted into the system, which is actually is the insider and doing it all this throughout this. So it's very important for the government to actually reach the culprits and teach them a lesson, so that whenever somebody tries this the next time, they should know that if they get caught, the chances of which are very high, they should know that they will be treated very strictly, and they'll be punished very strictly. So that's the lesson that should go, and obviously insider has to be there, and it's not something that can happen just like that.
Right, Dr. Banga, thank you very much for joining us and for speaking to us. Viewers, I'm
Thank
also
you.
in fact joined in by Dr. Swarupa Mitra, Senior Director and Unit Head at Fortis Medical Research Institute in Gurugram. Thank you very much, Dr. Mitra, for joining us. What's your take now on that exams will be held, the NEET exam will be held online next year onward? What kind of changes will it bring in the conduct of the examination, and whether this is a better approach to hold NEET?
Okay, so, this is, am I audible?
Yes, please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am,
Yeah.
please go on.
So, this is what has happened. What has happened is absolutely pathetic, shameful. And I'm sad to say that this is happening every year. This is not the only year. It happens in NEET-UG, NEET-PG, in CBSE, everywhere. So, where is the fault? The fault is in our system. The law has to be very strict. Canceling is very easy, some the leakage happens, and it's very easy for the people in the lawmaking authority to sign and say, yeah, it's cancelled, and you do it once again. But have you seen the trauma for the students who are going through it, the harassment the family goes through? It has been a student generally prepares for a year. They sit at home and prepare. So there is a financial aspect of it, a mental aspect of it. It is a lot of burden. So yes, the government is, in fact, like the NEET PG, it has been done online. I'm not saying that it is foolproof, but it is probably, contrary to what Dr. Banga was saying, I feel that it is online is better. Everything is online now. Your
Yeah.
voting is online. So everything is online. So why can't the exams be online?
Yes.
We have to be more cautious about seeing that they are not leaked, there are no hacking appearing, and we have to be very strict about it. And most importantly, law has to come down very, very strict and immediately. We can't wait for 2 years for the law to take its course. It has to come immediately. Somebody getting caught, he has no chance to explain himself and he has to be punished. In fact, the people who are sitting, they are the insiders who have done this. And
Yes.
everybody knows who is doing this. But yet we keep quiet. So I'm it is frustrating. It is very frustrating. My daughter had appeared for PG. I have appeared for PG in NEET. So I have seen the frustration.
Yeah.
Every time when we were appearing, my daughter was appearing for the UG, we used to wait with bated breath. Every day we thought, today there'll be a news that it has been cancelled. So can you see the mental agony person goes
What is
through?
it that you would like to recommend as a parent of a new NEET aspirant, as somebody who's appeared for the exam yourself, and as a doctor?
As a doctor, I would say I'm totally with the students, with the aspirants, with the family. They have to be mentally very strong and they have to, if something happens, they have to raise their voice. We cannot sit at home and wait for the next examination date to be announced. We have to come out on the streets. We have to come on the social media to say that, yes, this cannot be accepted. We cannot accept this kind of it is playing with the life of patients. If you see the people who will be coming as doctors through leakage of papers, the kind of service they would be presenting to the patients is absolutely inhuman, which is going to happen.
Do you think, Doctor, that with now the exam being held online next year onwards, the challenges that the students were facing up until now will be resolved to a large extent, and the issues of leaks could be addressed as well?
See, there will be, somebody, a miscreant will find his way to do something harm. Every foul mile is more intelligent than us. He will find a way. But what is law for? What are the investigators for? What are the people sitting in the authority for? They have to be very, very preemptive. They have to be proactive in taking some steps. The security has to be very, very strict. We have to apprehend what is going to happen. We can't wait that when the paper leak happens, then I'll take a step. It can't be so. You have to be proactive. You have to take some very strict steps much before it has happened.
Right.
Why wait for a mishap to happen?
Dr. Mitra and Dr. Banga, once again, thank you very much for joining us and for speaking to us on this.